Hey everyone, Jordan here at Totally Bored, and in this video, I'll be talking about the 8 games that I have gotten rid of since I've been in the hobby. I'll also be announcing the winner of my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so make sure you stay tuned to see who won, and I'll include a timestamp below if you want to skip straight to the giveaway. First up is a game that I have not quite gotten rid of yet, but I will come December 25th, and this is Terraforming Mars. Now, if you've seen my other videos, I literally just talked about how I wasn't going to get rid of this, but things changed, and actually I'll probably end up buying this again at some point. But one of my really close friends really loves Terraforming Mars. He even bought the dual layer player boards so that we could play with them anytime he came over to my house, but he actually doesn't have a copy of the game. So I thought it would be a really fun Christmas gift to repackage my copy of the game and give it to him. And the reason I'm kind of whispering is because he is my roommate. He's taking a nap right now, and I don't want to wake him up and spoil the surprise. So I'm being a little risky even filming this section. So anyways, I'm really excited to give this to him for Christmas, and that is one of the 8 games that I have gotten rid of since I've started board gaming. Next up is the first game that I ever sold in my collection, and this is Architects of the West Kingdom, a worker placement game by Shem Phillips. And this is a game that I played back in November of 2022 on my birthday, and it kind of just missed the mark. I thought it was a good game. I think design-wise and components and just the table presence, it's a pretty game. I didn't think it was that exciting. I played with 4 of my friends and family, so we had 5 players. It took so long. Some of the people that were playing were kind of beginners, so that did have something to do with it. But all in all, I just felt like I didn't really want to come back to it. And it collected dust on my shelf for almost a year until one of my friends who played with me on my birthday that day, he hit me up and asked to buy it. And I hadn't sold anything at this point. I was hoarding everything I bought. You know, even if I wasn't playing it, I just sat it on my shelf and it just sat there. So when I gave it some thought, it was pretty easy to decide to get rid of it. And that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, because since then I have gotten rid of, well, 7 other games, and the decisions have been pretty easy. You know, I really just take a step back and think, okay, have I played this in a while, and do I want to even play it? So since then, I need to thank Architects of the West Kingdom, because this is the game that really allowed me to free up my collection. And yeah, that was the first game I ever sold. Next up is The King is Dead 2nd Edition, an area majority game by Pierre Sylvester, and this is a very popular game, a very beautiful game, a short game, a lot of things that I like, right? And it really shines at 3 players. Well, the problem is I almost never game with 3 players. I usually have 2 or like 4 to 5 plus when I have game night. So this was just sitting on my shelf, wasn't being played. I really didn't have intentions to play it unless I somehow had just 3 players at my house, and it just never happened. So I ended up selling this to someone I met on Facebook Marketplace, who has now become a good friend and someone I play with pretty often. So it worked out in my favor. I got a friend out of it, and I was able to sell a game that I just didn't play. Now, these next 2 are sort of combined, and the first one is Tapestry, a civilization game by Stonemaier Games, and the second one is Tiny Epic Defenders. Now, we'll start with Tapestry. This is a game that I really had no interest in buying or wanting in the first place, but it was at such a good deal that I kind of just gave in. And I bought it for $40. It included 2 expansions, perfect condition, and never got it to the table, not one time. I did play it on Board Game Arena solo, and I didn't like it. I thought that it was a little boring. The tracks were a little uninspired, in my opinion. You know, those big milestones that you're supposed to get didn't feel that exciting to me. And all in all, just didn't really like it. I thought the asymmetric factions and, well, civilizations are really cool. The separate board where you're placing down the buildings, I like that aspect of the game. But didn't like it, and was, you know, pretty set on getting rid of it after my play on BGA. And the other game, Tiny Epic Defenders, was a game that I won during the Extra Life event. And yeah, I was excited to win it, but I took a look at it, looked at some reviews, and just looked at the box and just wasn't really interested, and never played it, never got it to the table. But I was able to sell both of these games to my local store, and I picked up Western Legends, and I'm really, really, really hyped to play this game. It's way more my vibe, my style, and yeah, I think it's an excellent trade, and I am honestly glad that I was able to get rid of these and pick up something I'm a lot more interested to play. Now, I'm kind of ashamed of this next one because this is a game that I never got to the table, and it's from a designer that currently designed my #1 game of all time, and this is Uwe Rosenberg's Agricola. I got this at a local store in my area for super cheap. It was a used copy, but like perfect condition. It was not the revised edition, it was the OG one, but never got it to the table. I think I was just too in love with A Feast for Odin, which is my current #1 game of all time, to really try to play this. I think the farming theme in Agricola is a lot less interesting to me than the kind of Viking theme of A Feast for Odin, and even some of Uwe's other titles, but never got it to the table. Just sitting on my shelf, had no friends who even wanted to play it. A few friends were like, heck no, bro, that sounds terrible. I don't want to play a farming game with you. So I ended up selling this for as much as I bought it. I think I sold it for like 25 bucks on Facebook. And I put that money to good use, and I bought a different game. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I don't really miss Agricola. I don't really care that I didn't play it, but in hindsight, it is super popular. It's notorious for being a very, very tight, heavy game, which I typically like those. So I don't know, I might have to revisit this in the future, but for now, I'm pretty content to have gotten rid of this one. Next up, we have Star Realms. Now, Star Realms is a deck building game. It's a very easy to teach, easy to play game. I love the accessibility of it. It takes about 30 minutes to play. And this is leaving my collection, well, it's left my collection for one reason, and that's because a game has completely replaced it. And that game is Star Wars, the deck building game. Now, Star Wars is a reskin slash reimplementation of Star Realms with an IP that I really enjoy, so the decision was pretty easy. I don't need 2 copies of the same game. So I went on Facebook, sold this game within a day, and I don't miss you at all, Star Realms. I'm sorry. You're fun, but your older brother is a lot more fun. He's a lot cooler than you, okay? Now, the last game I want to talk about is a game that I actually got for free and ended up passing this along to someone who was a lot more excited about it than I was. And this might surprise you, but this is Gloomhaven. Yes, the #3 game on BoardGameGeek's top 100 list. I actually got this for free at a local store. The owner was just trying to get it out of his shop, and so I picked it up, and it came back to my house where it sat and continued to sit until I came to the realization that I just wasn't gonna finish a 90 scenario campaign game with my friend group. It just wasn't happening. So I ended up passing this along, and it went to a better home. He was a lot more excited about it than I was. And I still have Jaws of the Lion, so I can still get my Gloomhaven fix in. I still haven't finished it. But yeah, as I continue to get into the hobby, that's just one thing I've really learned about myself and the friends that I currently game with. We're not going to play a huge, crazy, expansive campaign game. Maybe a short 10 scenario campaign game like Pandemic, which I'm currently playing. It's a lot more feasible, but yeah, I don't really miss you, Gloomhaven. I'm sorry, but good riddance. All right, now it's time to announce the winner of my 1,000 subscriber giveaway for a copy of Dinosaur Island Roar and Write, my #5 game of all time. And the winner is EV Lion 5837. So congrats on winning this game. I'm really excited to ship it to you, and I'm curious to see what you think about it. So I've already reached out to them, and yeah, congratulations again, and thank you guys so much for all of the support. I'll be doing another giveaway probably around the 10,000 subscriber mark, but yeah, stay tuned and thanks for watching. And those are the 8 games that I have gotten rid of out of my collection since I started board gaming. I want to say thank you guys for watching, and congrats to the winner of the giveaway. This is Jordan here at Totally Board. We'll see you next time.